Summary of Chapter 7. The Congress Ministries and Jinnah's Reaction. 1. Nehru's belief in class over religion. In the euphoria of 1936-37 provincial election results, Nehru underestimated the appeal of religion, particularly Islam, in the custom and tradition-bound India. Since Muslim League had never approached the Muslim poor, Nehru stated that Muslims had rejected pro-British landowners and Muslim masses wanted radical economic reforms in line with the Congress Manifesto. 2. Congress decides to form ministries. Congress was reluctant due to excessive powers given to governors under the 1935 Act, and therefore they had to reach an agreement that governors would not obstruct normal procedure by invoking special powers. Congress decided to form ministries in Madras, Bombay, Orissa, Bihar and UP, and later in Assam and NWFP. Congress leaders demanded Muslim Leaguers resign from the League, join Congress, and submit to Congress's discipline. Muslim League shouted foul and accused Congress leadership of bad faith and dictatorship. Chaudhry Khalikuzaman stated that while Jinnah tried to make Muslim League and Muslim members of landlord-based National Agricultural Party merged, Maulana Hussain Ahmed Madani wanted the Muslim League to accept Congress's terms. Khalikuzaman blamed Maulana Abul Kalam Azad for conspiring against the Muslim League, while Azad blamed Nehru for inflexibility. 3. The Muslim Personal Law, Sharia, Application Bill, the 9th of September 1937. A bill was presented in the Central Legislative Assembly by H.M. Abdullah from Punjab to allow Muslim women to inherit their share in family property in accordance with Islamic law, Sharia. Abdullah regretted that since agriculture had been placed in the provincial list, his bill could not apply to agricultural property. Most Muslims taking part in the debates were themselves landowners, and therefore they could not allow the inheritance to be extended to agriculture land. Jinnah agreed because he wanted to widen his appeal among the large landowning classes in Muslim-majority northwestern India. By accepting the 1935 Act's declaration that agriculture was a provincial matter, Jinnah saved Muslim landowners. British government approved the bill since British also relied on the support of Muslim landowners. 4. Muslim League session at Lucknow, capital of UP, the 15th of October 1937. For the first time, Jinnah wore non-Western attire. His caracal cap later became famous as the Jinnah cap. The dramatic change elicited shouts of Allahu Akbar, God is great, and people started calling Jinnah, Quaid-e-Azam, great leader, at conference. Sikandar Jinnah Pact permitted Muslim members of Punjab Unionist Party to join Muslim League. Hence, Jinnah achieved a foothold in the politics of Punjab, which was the most developed province of northwestern India. 5. Jinnah responding to Nehru's socialist tendencies. Nehru was committed to alleviating poverty and forming a united front against imperialism. Jinnah responded by having the agricultural land excluded from Islamic inheritance. Jinnah informed Lord Brabourne, then governor of Bombay, his plans of consolidating Muslim League to awaken the Muhammadans. In August 1938, Jinnah met Lord Brabourne, then acting viceroy, and hinted at a deal to support the British at the center if the British accepted the League as the sole spokesman of the Muslims. 6. Jinnah accuses Congress ministries of representing the Hindu Raj. Mahatma Gandhi stated on the 7th of July 1937 that he wanted the Bihar Congress ministry to emulate standards set by the Prophet of Islam, Abu Bakr, and Omar. He focused on history of Islam, rather than Hindu mythology. Congress ministries started openly defying British overlordship by opposing the governors presiding over provincial cabinet meetings, the wish to hoist Congress flag instead of the Union Jack, adopting austerity measures and making the ministries easily accessible to the public. Muslim League denounced Congress for the Muslim mass contact campaign, singing of Vande Mataram as the national song in schools, introduction of Warda scheme of education, hoisting of Congress flag instead of Union Jack, and restrictions on cow slaughter. In response, a committee including Maulana Azad retained patriotism but expunged all objectionable material from Vande Mataram. Interestingly, when Jinnah was in the Congress, the song was recited from Congress platforms and he had never objected to it then. Muslim League report in 1939 rejected non-violence taught in Warda scheme as Gandhism, most likely alluding to jihad or holy war being the other option. Regarding the Warda educational program, Congress informed that this scheme was formulated under the chairmanship of Dr. Zakir Hussain. Its practical nature was explained to the satisfaction of the Muslim League Secretary, Liaquat Ali Khan. An agreement was published in 1939. Congress flag represented saffron for Hindus, green for Muslims and white for the smaller minorities, and became popular as a symbol of national unity from the time of the Khilafat movement onwards. Interestingly, it was Muslims who went to Gandhi to lead the Khilafat movement. 7. By-elections and Islamic State. During the by-elections held in UP from March 1937 onwards, the ulema began to openly introduce Islamic terms and arguments to present their standpoints. A faction of the Jamiat Ulema-e-Hind, led by Ashraf Ali Tanvi and including Shabir Ahmed Usmani, broke with the main organization and started supporting Muslim League. The main organization was led by Hussein Ahmed Madani, who had propounded theory of Muttahida Qawmiyat, composite nationalism, in which all Indians, including Hindus and Muslims, would be equal partners. Ashraf Ali Tanvi challenged him by stating that non-Muslims must be subservient. Maulana Madani argued that even if the Muslims were to establish an Islamic state, such a state would be authoritarian because of the bitter sectarian differences prevalent among Indian Muslims. 8. Muslim League Congress Correspondence. Jinnah insisted that Congress must admit that it is a Hindu organization, despite the fact that Congress had Muslims, Sikhs, Christians and Parsis in it. Congress tried to dispel false allegations. Nehru said that it was false propaganda that the Congress ministries had banned cow slaughter. The tricolor of Congress flag was adopted after consultation with eminent Muslims and Sikhs, and many freedom fighters from all communities have suffered for the idea represented by that flag, the unity of all Indian people. British governors of the provinces where the Congress ministries functioned also accused Congress of anti-Muslim communal policies. However, the governors admitted in their dispatches to Viceroy that Muslim League allegations were baseless, deliberate falsity, and misleading. Gowar Rizvi talks about Linlithgow-Jinnah liaison. In order to offset Congress hostility during the war, Linlithgow encouraged the Muslim League to adopt an intransigent attitude towards the Congress. Linlithgow at crucial junctures provided a certain amount of reasonably direct support to those within the Muslim League. The idea of a separate Muslim state grew out of the threat that the Congress posed to landowning Muslims. Jinnah's master stroke was to exploit that fear into a conflict between Hinduism and Islam. 9. Jinnah's presidential address in Patna, the 26th of December 1938. Jinnah said that the Muslims in Congress were misled, misguided, or had ulterior motives. Jinnah openly admitted that he sought British patronage. Talking about NWFP, Jinnah stated, "I am told in that province our co-religionists, credulous Pathans as they are, have been told that the Muslim League is the supporter of imperialism and an ally of imperialism. I say the Muslim League would be the ally of even the devil if need be in the interest of the Muslims." 10. The breakout of World War II and Jinnah's meeting with Linlithgow. On the 3rd of September 1939, Viceroy Linlithgow committed India to the war, despite Congress protests. Congress issued a statement that India would take part in the war if it were itself first liberated from imperialist rule. Jinnah advised the Viceroy, if Britain wants to prosecute this war successfully, it must take Muslim India into confidence through their accredited organization, the All India Muslim League. Muslim League kept pushing that Muslims were being persecuted under Congress rule. Viceroy himself informed Jinnah that there was no evidence of any positive instance of real oppression. Congress High Command called upon its provincial ministries to resign by the 22nd of December 1939. Jinnah gave a call to Muslims to celebrate the 22nd of December as the day of deliverance from Congress Raj. Viceroy stated, "If he, Mr. Jinnah, had supported the Congress demand and confronted me with a joint demand, the strain upon me and His Majesty's government would have been very great indeed. I thought therefore, I could claim to have a vested interest in his position.